Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is time for the second matchup in the round of 16, the knockout stage, the playoff stage. We've gone through the group stage. 16 summoners advanced, and now here we are. We did have Tom Jarvis versus B McG, but that was only like 2 days ago, and I know a lot of people enjoy watching these on the playback, so I'm not going to spoil it. That being said, even if you know the result, that one is really worth watching, as most of these, they all are. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. We've got Zach Richards starting us off strong with a donation. Thank you so much, Zach. I already got you up on the big board. K-Dog, what is going on, my friend? Aiden, if we have some time, we'll get to those questions. But Guile, how you doing, dude? Judah and Zach, it was really cool to hear Seaton shouting out your channel during his live stream. Did he really? I've been trying my best to attend some of his streams. The man is a monster. He's going strong, and it's just been cool to have him back. Like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good analogy, and if anyone's got like a great one, please let me know. But it is just fun to have him back, streaming, hearing his voice, the laugh, like the whole thing. I've really been enjoying catching his streams every little bit I can. It's awesome to hear you shouted out my channel. I did not.
Right. I feel like it's just built into all of us.
Oh, got it. I was like, well, I didn't know. I was like, is that what Tafre sounds like?
Oh, let's get back into the channel.
What is up, everybody? So those who don't know, I am joined on call today by DLL and Aiden Agatron themselves. We're going to have a lot of fun. I can see Ghostdog's getting his stream set up. I wanted everyone to see the tournament bracket. I'll take that down in a second. And as usual, please do me a big favor. Do yourself a favor. Go support the competitors. They're putting on a huge show for us there. Well, in this case, Ghostdog's channel is linked in the description and in the chat. And also, I want to give a massive, huge thank you and shout out to MCoC Dragon, who is our Grandmaster for this week, listing out those devious bans and camp bans, which means the competitors are not allowed to ban Thing or Domino. They just can't do it. That is the rule. They also are not allowed to have Nimrod or Falcon in their deck. Give her a follow. Her Twitter is linked in the description. She's awesome, and I really love her for it. So thank you so much, Dragon. Welcome, Aiden and DLL. Let's go ahead and set all this stuff up, and I'd like to welcome you guys to the stream. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Vega.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You got it.
So the am I good to talk about like the bans and the whitelist?
Sure, go for it. Yeah.
So these bans and the whitelist here are actually really interesting because I didn't think at least Nimrod to begin with was going to be that strong this week, and then it turns out they were able to just parry heavy SP2 and most mutants will die. So that's actually really interesting to see. And then Falcon's just super strong. The minus 100% ability accuracy, like before you even land a hit, is huge.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then obviously the can't bans, the Domino and the Thing, are typically champions that would be countered by the bans that Dragon has chosen. But that doesn't mean there aren't counters that exist. Vega, I know you've been using Howard the Duck everywhere for Domino.
Howard the God, please.
Howard the God. Thank you for the correction there.
Oh,
Gotta help out J-Nick while he's not here.
DLL, what have you done with this God Dog?
But Thing actually is a little bit more interesting because it leaves room for other skill, ability, accuracy reducers to kind of shine a little bit, especially because Tigra, due to the way that the node currently works, isn't the best option. So it leaves room for champions like Crossbones, Black Cat, even Taskmaster, actually. If anyone happens to have a Taskmaster at a decent rank in SIG, like if they enjoy him, he's actually going to be quite good for it as well. So it's going to be interesting.
Black Cat is a huge gamble, though, right?
It's actually less of one than I realized. So it turns out her ability accuracy reduction, when you ramp her, it would reduce the chance for the hit counter to go up. It'll reduce the chance for the armor up to be gained, and it'll reduce the chance for her to gain, or for her to get power burned while the armor up is active. So it's slightly risky. You are definitely going to take some shit, but it's much, much less than I expected it to be.
Like, I get all that. Where I'm coming from is that, like, because she maxes out at a 30% reduction from her combo, right? Or is it 40?
It's 60, actually, from her combo.
Oh, see, I was remembering it. Okay, I was remembering the sabotage as being the majority of it. Okay, then that makes more sense.
It's the other way around, yeah. It's her combo scales up to 60%. So against Science Champions, it's 15 hits, she gets the max percentage. Against any other non-science champion, it's 30. Which, if you're good at passing the calling card, you get to absolutely within.
Yeah, no, yeah, that all makes sense.
Yeah,
I had it in my head the other way around, in which case it would probably be a fool's errand.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, if it was the other way around, it would be that 20% AAR definitely makes a big difference. But that sabotage, man, when you get that up, she's just going to destroy anything. Like it's going to be maybe a little bit of chip damage getting there, but when you get there, it's over.
All right, let's go ahead and take a minute here, and we've got so many people in the chat. Let's take a minute and welcome them. Nerd is here. What is up, dude? Hussein, K-Dog. I know I said hello, but I like to say K-Dog. What's up, OG Highline? Judah, Tafre himself. Oh, who invites first? I'm glad I finally checked the chat. I am doing the coin flip of destiny right now. For everyone who doesn't know, let's go with who should be heads. Aiden, you call it. Tafre or Ghostdog for heads?
GD for heads.
Ghostdog is heads. It is heads. It is heads, which means Ghostdog invites first. Ghostdog invites first. I don't know if they're probably neither of them is listening, so we should inform them somehow. If anyone could inform them, that would be great. And I apologize to both of them for the delay on this. Katie Candy is here. MCoC royalty. So glad you are also back. We've got Seaton and Katie Candy back. How lucky are we in the MCoC community right now? What's up, Michael? How you doing? Jay Will is here. Thank you so much, dude, for asking the question. PWF, thanks for being here, buddy. Cade, I like it how everyone's like, who invites first, dude? Is anyone running this? The lights are on, but is anyone home? Larry Diamond, Ephraim, how you doing? All right, guys. All right. Have some fun. Quick sidebar. So Tafre is listening. I think we can't have you listening, buddy. Unfortunately, if you don't, we have no official rule on this, do we?
I don't know, actually. I don't think it was a rule in the first tournament, and I don't know if it's something that got changed going into the second here.
It's not an official rule. So, I think if they want to listen, that's fine. That's how we're going to go for right now, because it's not been an official rule.
If anything, it's maybe more of a hindrance because the streams are a little bit behind, so we're kind of talking while they're fighting or something like that. So
I think in many ways it could be a hindrance. I think it's one of those darned if you do, darned if you don't. Cuts both ways. Ooh. 6 to 1, half a dozen the other. Whatever saying.
Looks like Tafre's stream is a little bit ahead of GD's.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll just pause it up.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like right away, we see the Howard the Duck go on Tafre's side.
Mm-hmm. And right away we see Crossbones answer thing.
Yep. That's awesome. I like seeing Wiccan getting picked up as well, by the way. So for those who aren't familiar, the way that the node functions currently, it allows Wiccan to just stack up incinerates really, really quickly. The bottom line is Wiccan is the new torch for this meta.
Yeah, but it also means that if you drop neutralize for a split second, the fight is over and you've lost.
Yeah, Wiccan is definitely very stressful to maintain those spells, so it's a little bit more challenging of a fight. And of course, that's getting changed on Monday's patch. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's only a temporary thing, but I've seen...
Yeah, Tigra, Wiccan, Longshot will all be more reliable, but significantly less nukey.
Right. And then I guess the same thing would go for Black Cat potentially as well, right? So instead of her failing the armor up once, now she fails it and it goes back down to 0.
Right.
Right. Okay.
But she'll still do all of the same damage. She's definitely going in my deck. She'll still do all of the same damage because you still have the charges going up on every hit.
Right. It would be like every fight would be against a Killmonger or something like that. It's actually phenomenal to see her thrive in a meta like this.
Yeah. I'm also putting Black Panther back in my deck. The setup will be a little bit tricky, but I actually tested it while I was fixing the node, and it definitely works.
Oh, you were the one that fixed the node?
Yeah. I insisted.
I mean, I don't
because,
blame you.
Yeah, there are a lot of champions, a lot of defenders that have very, very few attacker options.
Mm-hmm. All right, so if we look at this here, it looks like Tafre placed his Colossus down as a defender. And on Ghostdog's side, he's going to have to use... I think it's honestly just going to be Null. Either that or just try and nuke it with Torch. Oh,
Or
yeah,
crossbones.
he goes null there. And then we see the anti-venom on the side from Tafre. Thank you, Tafre.
Yeah. I don't think crossbones would be smart because there's the thing in the wings, but like you could do that for Colossus because he is a hero.
You definitely could. You also run the risk because it's only 3 Furies that you get from Overpower.
Yeah, it's 3 at first.
Yeah. So you still run a little bit of a risk if you get bad crit RNG, but it's not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, Tafre's been using a lot of anti-venom. It's never quick, but it works.
Oh, you're finishing most of the time at 95 or above HP, but it's going to be 60-second fights. I know, I've got the rank for.
Yeah.
And you see here, he's doing an amazing job already of making sure he's got those staggers up to account for if he throws the special. That's the nice thing about anti-venom. With the 2 stagger stacks, it's really helpful. And then Ghostdog takes a little bit of power burn damage because the Living Abyss debuff didn't get rid of the armor up buff before. I think something interesting to note, though, as well, is Tafre is going for the regen reversal over the Disorients.
I mean, I would do the same.
Yeah.
Because you already have the uptime on the staggers, and against Man-Thing, you can't crit, and you have to worry about willpower the entire time.
Yep. No, I agree. And I mean, it's definitely to your advantage to just be reversing that regen for some extra damage against the character is absolutely bulky as Man-Thing. Ooh.
I think we saw, because that also, like, that was not the end. The end was earlier. I think we saw Ghostdog not being super used to Null in this meta.
Yeah.
He's a very good player, but yeah, he activated Corruption, but that's not a death sentence as long as you remember to hit into block.
Right. That's still really unfortunate because that makes Colossus's armor breaks just absolutely shoot up.
Armors, right? But yes. Yeah,
because the armor breaks are considered an immunity for Colossus unless he's fighting a tech champ, so therefore it just skyrockets. I think as long as Tafre doesn't die here, he's got it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. A little unfortunate on the draft side there for Ghostdog, maybe, but Tafre played that very well.
I think Ghostdog could have had it, though, if he had hit into block and just played very carefully.
Yeah, I agree. I think maybe the unfortunate thing is just simply because of how Corruption works. So
I just wouldn't use specials.
Yeah, that's what it would come down to, is just not using special attacks. So now Tafre was forced to use his anti-venom, so he doesn't have an Incinerate immune here for the Mephisto.
Yeah,
and then
gotta be Howard.
Yeah, and then we're seeing Torch on the side of Ghostdog here. So I'm curious, if Tafre is going for the pre-fight here. Yep, looks like he is. Okay.
I normally don't use the pre-fight, but in this particular instance, I think it makes a lot of sense.
What specifically, the matchup or the nodes?
The matchup. I think there's enough in this fight against Mephisto to keep track of that worrying about, am I getting enough Furies, am I getting enough armor ups, is just better to not even have it be a factor.
Right. Consistency over high ceiling.
Right.
And then we see Ghostdog here doing the strategy that seems to be the most effective for using Torch on Battlegrounds, at least for this meta, which is just stack up a bunch of smolders and be very careful with your hit counts. Trust the high potency incinerates to just take them down.
This is a really rude Mephisto over here.
I just looked away for a second. He was almost at 3 bars.
Yeah, it's if he's not helping you out, then that's the big problem with Howard, because Howard can avoid Mystic Dispersion really well with the fall off one at a time thing.
Yep.
But that they do still fall off, and if you're trying to avoid eating a special 3, they can climb up there. We saw that here.
Yeah, no, I was just about to say it was really impressive. Well, I completely forgot that was a thing that Howard the Duck had, where it's one at a time. So yeah, it's really that's cool to see that's being made use of.
Oh, okay, that one was close.
Yeah, I think Ghostdog has this one.
Yeah, I think Tafre just took a little bit too much damage, and he knows it here. You can see him being a little bit more aggressive.
Yep. I'm curious though, how are they set up for round 3? I think Ghostdog has Wiccan on his side, and I forget the other two.
I think he's still got Domino. So Tafre may have made a bit of a gamble here.
Yeah, I think it's a little unfortunate here. I think he might have been better off just kind of throwing the round, but I mean...
I think I agree.
Oh, Tafre has the Domino. It's not Ghostdog.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so I think...
Then that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think Tafre's good no matter what he does here, because it's going to force Ghostdog to try and use Archangel, which is never a pleasant fight.
Nope.
And then, regardless of what Ghostdog puts down here, Archangel's going to melt through Wiccan before the Incinerates become a problem. And then Thing versus Crossbones is a 60-second fight with an R5. I can't imagine what an R3 is going to do.
Well, you say before the Incinerates become a problem. What incinerates?
I'm not familiar. So the way that
Wiccan Neutralize doesn't apply to Archangel.
Oh, I forgot about that change.
So it would have been a really clean fight, I think.
Yeah, that's actually really, really interesting to note, actually. So, because Wiccan right now is a semi-difficult defender, mostly just because he's new.
Yeah.
But also his kit as a whole, like if you don't know how to manage his spells properly, then he's pausing stuff, and then even against buff immunes, he's placing Incinerates. It's just really rough. But we're seeing a really good job here by Tafre with the Crossbones here.
Yeah, I think Archangel is actually by far the best counter for Wiccan, but
yeah,
we'll see. I'm not investing too much myself into this first week of the meta. We will see how it feels on Monday.
I went pretty hard in the first couple of days, and I've slowed down a little bit just because I think I burnt myself out slightly. But
yeah, I can understand that.
I want to get
that was a nice Crossbones fight.
Oh, I love it. And the crazy thing is that the only difference between a 565 Crossbones and a rank 3 or a rank 4 is the chip damage. The time is very, very similar. Like, I've actually been very surprised about how similar the time actually is. And I think...
I buy you on them being similar, but I do think that's underselling it a bit, because the higher rank is also going to affect your crit rate, and therefore how many Furies you have, and how strong the Furies are, because they scale off of your crit damage, and both of those are Challenger rating stats.
Right, but I'm trying to find the screenshot here. So I took one the other day. I mean, it's what did you finish that in 47 or 52nd?
Well, I mean, Crossbones is a very RNG heavy fight. I just want to make sure that like that part of his kit is still understood.
Right, yeah. That's definitely the thing, though. But the thing about playing it around this meta is you can choose to start with Overrun active, which Tafre did, and as a result, he had 3 Furies active, which against a hero means he only needed to get 1 crit on 10 hits.
Right.
But the other way to play it,
and realistically, it's not 1 crit and 10 hits. It's 1 hit it's 1 crit and 40 hits because you're reducing the charges.
Right.
It's pretty safe. Personally, I like the Overrun. But what were you going to say about the other way?
I was about to say the other way to do it is to just use your combos. Because worst comes to worst, you can activate Overrun at a later point, and within the 10 hits, you're bound to have activated 1 to 3 or 4 Furies, especially against Thing. I've actually noticed it's actually really interesting. It's been consistent where I've been able to get the Furies up before activating Overrun. So, and maybe that's a combat.
And then you're using it to refresh,
Yeah, exactly. So typically I'm able to get 2 combos in an SB1 before the opponent reaches 10 charges. Usually it's around 6 or 7, so slightly more risky.
Yeah,
and then
I think after the change on Monday, that will probably always be the better way. I think starting an Overrun probably makes sense right now. But yeah, that's an interesting thought.
Agreed. It's like Pseudo Falcon. That's the safest bet in this meta so far. It'll change on Monday, I think you're right. But yeah. See, I think Ghostdog,
interesting choice.
Terrax, yeah,
because all 3 of those had really value.
There's Gallon.
Right, Gallon's an auto pick. It doesn't even matter who you have him up against. Is just
I've seen him take things that like Quicksilver. I've seen him take Terrax. It's insane, especially if he's awakened.
Yeah, basically almost entirely if he's awakened. Otherwise, he's just not actively dying.
Yeah. I think Tafre is going to save that Gallon for Man Thing in this case. I think that's
I
what
could
would do.
see that, but I think Tafre also has I think Tafre might have Titania.
Does he?
I don't know.
Yeah, if he's able to pick her up or honestly even Anti-Venom again, if he gets a favorable matchup there, I
Or
could see that for
Kingpin.
sure.
Or wait, no, that's Ghostdogs. I can't remember if Tafre has Kingpin. But basically where I'm going with that is that Gallon is such a hard counter to everyone else.
Yeah.
That because his Sig doesn't ramp him against Mystics, it would have to be a very specific combination of defenders where I would personally think that was the right call to use him on Man Thing.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you treat it like a normal fight, right? Like you're not, you treat it like the Sig isn't a thing. Like you treat him like he's unduped. So you'd still gain 50 charges from the armor up. You'd still gain charges from striking and you're nullify immune. You're the only buffs that you gain that have durations are dexterity and your special debuffs and your special buffs. So
and the ones he puts on you.
Right, but he won't be nullifying them into poison and armor break, so they're easier to manage.
Yeah.
We see Weapon X come out on the side of Tafre, though. I don't really know what Ghostdog's going to do there, I'm going to be honest.
I would probably do King Groot Special 2 spam of what he's got.
It's just, the thing with Weapon X is so many things could go wrong. Having a bleed immune against him definitely would help, but...
Well, I'm just talking the red numbers on the Special 2.
Yeah, just to bypass the regen back.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm expecting Gallon to come out here for the Man Thing. Just based on the 2 drafts that have happened here.
Yeah.
I'd say another possible option is maybe Clairvoyant, but I don't see it happening, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, I agree with you with how the drafts went, but I think that's very much because Ghostdog just hammed it up on the Mystics, and there aren't a whole lot of obvious Gallon targets. Doom is interesting.
Yeah,
that'll work.
Yeah. Tafre may be a little bit hesitant to get rid of his Gallon so early, which I don't blame him. But Nick Fury against Man Thing will not be a pleasant fight.
Right, because like I said, it's the Man Thing is also placing the buffs on you, which takes away one of Gallon's best things against Mystic. So I feel like holding him until even a later Mystic, like the Doom on defense, might make sense. That my guess is that's what Tafre's thinking.
Yeah. I'm also wondering if he thinks that just simply because Ghostdog is forced into using Nick Fury here, he felt safe using maybe a subpar option that he wouldn't use later on. Or he wouldn't use much later on. But he gets a poison that's right away. A little bit unfortunate on the side of Tafre. It looks like Man Thing was able to get an armor up, and then he got a poison from the pustule debuff pretty quick.
Yeah, but like you said, I still like his chances given that his competition is Nick. This is just one that you play slow and careful.
Yep. And I mean, Doom has the buff control to not have to worry too much about the power burn damage. It's just, if he gets unlucky with some pustule bursting, that's not going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
I also meant to ask, are Strikers banned, or Relics banned, for the tournament? Or for the finals, at least?
That would
bracket play?
That would be on Vega, but I thought I remembered.
Oh,
I know they have been in others.
I am actually here. I can answer that question.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you might have stepped away.
No, I've been in here listening. What's the question?
Are Relics banned for the bracket?
No, you can use them.
They're free. Okay. That's really interesting, because I don't think I've seen a single champion on either side get drafted that had a Relic.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know they're rare, but they're not that rare.
No, they're not that rare, and Tafre does have a few. It is kind of weird that it's worked out that way.
Yeah. There we go, yeah. So Doom gets him down. It's not the cleanest fight, but it's still a kill and a decent health, so...
Yeah, beats a timeout.
Yeah. I'm wondering if Ghostdog is going to maybe have to switch his strategy up a little bit now. just in terms of like his fans, because I mean I know there's tons of I know that there's like only three bans and there's tons of champions that you want to get rid of, but yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Gallon against a Mystic, a different Mystic. I think that makes sense.
Oh, are you watching Tafre's? Oh yeah, you're right. You're streaming.
I'm streaming it. I'm sorry, that was a spoiler. I forgot which one I was looking at.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But no. So we see Tafre put down his domino, and we see Gallon against the Sasquatch here, and I think Ghostdog would have to go Mephisto here, but he goes King Groot. Interesting.
No, Mephisto would be a bad move because every time you block, you have a chance to activate Aura.
Right. But he's the ability accuracy or immune when he's awakened? I'm pretty sure he is.
No, you're right. And I think hers is a passive, so that should work.
I don't know if his is it just...
No. I'm sorry. The other way around. You are correct that his chance does not go down, but it still fails due to chance. It's like if you have Resonate on with Nimrod.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
So if anything has a sub 100 chance, then that would just be...
Right. When Domino first came out, one of the best counters against her, I mean, everyone remembers Warlock, but Sentinel was also on the list because all of his chances were at 100.
Yeah. Wow. So we're seeing Ghostdog Sasquatch already enter a Wrath phase. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's over now. And then Tafre's at about 500 of his planetary mass. We'll see if he tries to activate Harvest now. I think he wants to get that special 2 out and heavy counter it. Never mind.
Yeah, he's just building. He knows that he's not getting that many from the immunities. I think he wants 900.
Yeah, he wants to be sure. His is low sig, I think, based on the number of...
Well, it just doesn't matter in this fight, remember?
Oh, right, because he's Mystic, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, the other thing to remember about Sasquatch is that Wrath stacks reduce damage, and it's just a flat protection.
Right, so it's not base attack or modified attack, it's just...
Right, so that Harvest did about 60% of what it otherwise would have.
Right, so it would have been smarter maybe for Tafre to wait out this other Wrath, or throw it while he was in Wrath.
Potentially... Yeah, but like you might have gotten to 999, and yeah,
I'm wondering if GD has this. Oh, this is going to be close. GD had it until Tafre threw that special too. Oh,
that was really interesting.
That was down to the last like 3 seconds. If Tafre was not able to get that special 2 burst off, that was Ghostdog.
Which means that the heavy he found room for earlier decided the match. That's really cool.
That's awesome. All right, so we enter round 3 now, I guess. Tafre's up 2-0.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't know when the new strikers join the pool, Larry. I am not on the econ or the live ops teams. That's why I also didn't know when the deep dive for my own champion was coming out. It happens. I do plan to ask on Monday.
Have we ever had deep dives that came out on different days, or at least in recent memory?
Within the last 6 months, at least. I don't know what recent memory means.
Well, yeah, within the last 6 months. Like I could have sworn, like even as far back as last year with Toad and Sauron, they were same day, but I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. I'll be real here.
There's the Gallon ban.
Yeah. Okay, so we're seeing a strategy shift here from Ghostdog, which I think he needed to try, considering it was the last match here. Interesting, though, he's banning Reed. I will say I'm actually...
This one's best of 7, right?
Yes.
There's a bit more room. But yeah, I hear you. I think it was a good move.
Yeah. I'm interested, though, in why he's banning Mr. Fantastic, though. Because that's...
My guess is because he realizes that he's having to save his skills for... thing, so he's maybe a little bit scared of him on defense, and he realizes that Tafre only has so many science champs. Yeah. And I don't think he's scared of... Excuse me, I don't think he's scared of Anti-Venom.
Right, he's trying to enable his deck as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. Cross out the stupid cheater Cosmic, as some people might say, and then take out his best science. I think it makes sense.
You have a thing against Cosmic Champions. It's
No. I don't hate Gallon at all. That was me speaking ironically.
Okay. Oh.
That's the hope, Faust. I mean, at this point, I definitely don't expect it today.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, tomorrow's Sunday. Maybe we just got gifted with Zemo early.
Yeah, so there's the thing. So
So
Ghostdog has to get a little bit lucky with drafting here, because I don't see a good option.
Yeah. Well, he could use Claire, actually. That's not awful. It's not
Yeah, I've seen that work.
Yeah, and Claire's actually benefiting in the same way as Wiccan is, where every time that the hit me counter refuses to go down, it counts as a buff for her buff immunity.
Yes, but only if you win the coin flip on the buff immunity actually landing against the science champ.
I keep forgetting that's a thing. I have never... See, like, there's my level of understanding, which is I play the game at tier 4, crappy AQ level, and I just have fun in questing and Battlegrounds and stuff.
No,
and then there's your level, which is
That's just me being here for a long time, and I've been playing War long enough that I've seen people die to that. That's a lot of the things I know are like back in the day. It's like war stories.
Doesn't matter about war stories. You've forgotten more about this game than probably most people will ever know. I'm gonna be real here. Like it.
I appreciate it. Ooh, Hitmonkey versus Thing. That's gonna be interesting.
Heavy on Tafre's side, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tafre does love his monkey.
Yeah, so I think the key to that is Tafre getting into his physical resist, or into the
Oh.
Uh-oh. Was that a mistake?
Yeah, Ghostdog, I think, tried to go for Claire at the last minute, and it didn't take.
All right. Well, he is Power Burn immune.
Not against a non-metal champion, he isn't. I had this problem myself.
I forgot.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah. Not good. Oh, okay, here, Tafre has the relic on his Hitmonkey here. So, I actually... I've got mine on my Black Cat at the moment, so I keep forgetting that the Awakened only works for guaranteed crits.
Yeah.
We're seeing 5k crits out of Hitmonkey before accounting for the resist down.
Yeah. He's a good champ.
Yeah.
Do I know if when 7 stars get released, we will get 6-star champs in the early access bundles? My guess is that it would not be immediate. Because after all, the 5-star champions in the early access bundles are relatively new themselves. At some point, there will probably be a swap.
Those got added within the last, 6 months, right? Like, I want to
It was definitely this year, yeah.
Yeah, I know it was this year. I'm just wondering if it was, Gallon release, or when was it? Might have been Valkyrie, actually, but...
Sounds about right.
We're seeing Tafre do it, though. I think he's going to get the kill. Yep, there we go.
And that's really impressive with somebody who only has a non-guaranteed disorient and no real way to get to 100%.
Yeah. Hitmonkey's very solid in Battlegrounds.
I really feel for Ghostdog, though. Like, everything you were saying about Claire was correct. It would have been interesting to see the fight he intended.
Right. That's okay. So where does that leave Ghostdog here? So he's got a lot of Mystics here. He doesn't have his Terrax for defense anymore, but I honestly think that Tafre's experienced enough with Doom, probably, that he would have been able to handle it.
Yeah, that's stagger special twos. He would have been okay.
Yeah, so... Possible blessing in disguise, who knows? We'll see what happens here.
Hey, Dragon, how's it going? Funnily enough, we haven't seen evil Dooms yet, but we have seen some very evil things, so maybe a little bit of hate your way. Love the band.
There hasn't been... there's been one evil Domino as well, but... Yeah, Thing has been a constant pick. I've actually been delaying ranking mine up, just because there's so many science champs that I want to eventually take up, but I think this meta proves that maybe it's time for me to start looking at it.
Domino is always evil. That's why we love her. That might be why you love her. I think that's also why.
We've already established, you even said it yourself, your whole game here is just to cause chaos, and I think you've been extremely successful.
Oh,
I will
hey,
say
there's a
that.
Domino versus Archangel. Jesus.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, man.
Ooh, and a Doom versus Mephisto. So that's not going to be quick. That has to be special 3 cycle.
Yeah, and that'll have to be, like, he's got to make sure... Do you think Soul Imprisonment is, what, 15 seconds or 20?
I don't remember, but I don't think it'll still
May.
be up by the time he gets to 3 bars.
I'll check on May quickly. 15 seconds. So yeah, so he'll get to 3 bars. Yeah, it's already... Yeah, he's fine.
Hey, Mike, welcome. Since Falcon is banned, is Sam Wilson banned as well? No. They're different champions.
I kind of wish... I'm not seeing any on the ranked ladder, and I don't think we'll see any too much for the tournament, because like not many people have invested in Capstam. But I guess not. He would be quite the rude defender, to say the least, this meta.
I actually haven't placed him yet. I haven't had a chance to, when the opponent hasn't had an answer.
Yeah. That seems to be the case with a lot of defenders, is just because people gear their decks so offensive heavy or two-way heavy, especially in especially in this meta. Like a lot of the cases we're seeing Terax being used offensively and defensively. We're seeing Gallon maybe as a two-way depending on a draft. We're seeing I personally am using Annihilus on both ends. We're seeing Hulkling.
Okay, Tafre may have lost enough. Yeah, I think right then he crossed the line. I understand why he was aggressive.
Oh, he did not get... Oh.
Yeah, he literally lost enough after that last special 3. That was so close.
All right.
I totally get why he made that call.
See, this is interesting. So, Ghostdog is placing... So, sorry, Tafre is placing first, I think? Yeah, Tafre is placing first. This is going to be interesting. I was going to say, I think he has to go Bishop here. And then that leaves Howard in case of...
Yeah, I think Tafre's got this one.
Yeah. See, if I was Ghostdog there, I probably would have placed Claire on defense because the bleed immunity would have stalled time off of Weapon X and the way her nullify charges works. Yeah, it would have played off of Howard the Duck's immunities for the special 1 and stuff too. But it's... And then using Colossus against Bishop, parry heavy SB2. It might have done something, but that's in the past. We'll see what happens here. We see Ghostdog. He's in the Incinerate phase. Almost gets the full dex on the special 1. Now Bishop is in Overload, which may be a small misplay on the side of Ghostdog there, just simply because that Incinerate lasts a while. He's taking for so hard there.
Yeah, that was a lot of converted prowess. That's a very common misstep with Claire, is finishing a combo when you shouldn't.
Yeah,
I've been there before. Yeah, and Tafre did get smacked a bit.
Yep.
But that's
but between Bishop's energy resistance and like the misplay with the Incinerate here, I think this is over. Yeah. All right, so we go to round 4. Tafre is now up 3-0.
Yeah, I agree, Mike. I'm a fan of Sam. Ooh, sorry to hear that, Metric. Larry, if you're asking about the debuff duration, lock on is not a debuff, so no, I don't believe Zemo does anything for that.
You mentioned earlier that the crit damage reading increases the rupture damage, right? So that's going to be quite the interesting synergy, actually, for Capstam.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
Yeah, and then Tafre takes down the Domino there with the special 3.
Yeah, Howard's been awfully good.
Yep.
I do think the ban change was good for Ghostdog, though. That one felt a little closer in some ways.
Yeah, I think it's a step in the right direction for sure. I still think that maybe removing Mr. Fantastic would be a smart idea, but yeah, it's a couple times now that he's gotten a little bit messed up by the unbannables.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
What's wrong?
I think I messed something up on the stream real quick. That's on me.
It's looking good, bud.
Okay. Oh, maybe I'm streaming directly from the...
Oh, you know what? Yeah, there's a slight delay.
Nope. There it is. There it is.
Yeah, we're all good. It's clear. Yeah.
There.
Whoops. Sorry about that.
No.
Pick up my phone.
Don't sweat it at all, dude. It's all good, and looks like they haven't even started their matchup anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, back on to Cap Sam Wilson, I feel like I think he's got a decent amount of players paying attention to him right now. I'm hoping that grows. It's just there seems to be too much overlap with Guardian at the moment for him to kind of be more highly valued, just in terms of like their offensive and defensive uses. I think he's going to be really rude in the final week, though.
I forget what that one is, but yeah.
That one is Power Shield and Flux Dispersal.
I think this is a good call from Ghostdog. Just take a minute and breathe.
Yep. Definitely. You're in a... Is it... So it's best of... So it's best of 7, so you have to win 5, right?
Right. Or you have to win 4.
Win 4. Okay, so this is Ghostdog on the bubble here. So I think this is definitely a smart idea. Take a look at your deck. Think about what's been causing you problems or what it really hasn't been working out. And maybe make some adjustments based off that. It's interesting, though, how Gallon has been out of Ghostdog's deck this entire time, though. And he's only just started to ban it.
Yeah. This is interesting.
And he's got a Black Cat there. I'm wondering if he's thinking about no longer banning Raid and pulling Black Cat in.
He is a very good Havoc counter metric. That was a super fun fight. I agree.
Yeah. Like I said, I went a Tech Nexus for Christmas in the hopes of awakening either my Warlock or my Omega Sentinel, but I would not have been upset at all about seeing him. I might have even taken the new over the Awakenings. I'm more interested in him, probably, than Infamous Iron Man, in terms of Battlegrounds, at least.
I understand why, but Infamous Iron Man finishes things very quickly.
Infamous Iron Man feels like he finishes the mutant matchups better. But if we're looking at like the broad extent of things, if you have a rank 3 6200 Cap Sam, I could see him potentially being better for more than just the mutants. And I think that's an advantage that people haven't really realized all that much yet. And it took time for people with Juggernaut, myself included, to realize that he wasn't geared to be a cosmic counter. I'm starting to think that Cap Sam isn't geared to be as much of a mutant counter as people make him out to be.
I could see that. But I see them as being actually more similar and being targeting specific defenders than as generic attackers. He doesn't feel like a surfer to me.
Yeah.
I do think that Sam needs his due by the extra lock on more than anything else.
Well, yeah, and defensively, if you eat a special 2 burst damage from the ruptures, that's kind of annoying.
Yeah. Tafre is not streaming. I'm actually streaming for him, VWF. Hence my little mistake there a minute ago. But then that's Vega's routing that back through.
Yeah. Vega's, I think, paused on his end or something. So, because on the Discord stream, Tafre is in the drafting phase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, something's happened. And
That might.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, I don't know what it is either. Whoa.
There we go. Looks like we're good now, though.
Yeah, I jumped
Discord forgot that I was streaming.
Yeah, Discord's a thing.
Yeah, that was 100% Discord going into OBS on my end because it was frozen on my OBS. That wasn't you. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're all right.
Thank you for saying something.
We're caught up.
Tafre just won me over for the rest of the tournament. He just drafted a Nihilist when GD had Doom and Wiccan already.
Tafre has been a fan of Annihilus for a very long time.
Yes, I mean, the dude is a serious dual threat, especially in this meta. I'd say the only situation that's kind of rough for him is Nimrod, but that's just because Nimrod is just so tanky.
Okay. Oh, we did go back on the bans. Or slightly different. Oh, he doubled down on the science. Interesting.
Yeah. So he got rid of anti-venom that time. So I respect a good ban of my favorite champ. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so there's the Gallon. It looks like Tafre is slightly ahead. Is that right? Yeah, Tafre's a little bit ahead, Vega, if you're able to pause it slightly.
Yeah, that was my bad because you tried to go live again, so undid the pause earlier.
Yeah, it's all good. We'll get it sorted.
Yeah. All right, so final phase here. Tafre's got Man-Thing, Gallon, Domino, and Nihilus. I can't see who Ghostdog's face is covering. Weapon X. Those 5 alone right there are probably enough to win most matches. Annihilus is going to have a rough time based on Ghostdog's deck, though. So I'm wondering if he's going to use it for... If Tafre uses it offensively, he uses it for Penny and saves Gallon for something else.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I know Tafre's done the Penny fight before.
Yep. It's not... Well, any fight that's going to interrupt like a basic rotation, like you need to land hits in order to build stacks or something, it's going to be problematic, but...
And there you see the instant Gallon counter, which tells you that Tafre's already made that call. He's not worried about Penny in the slightest.
Yeah, he knows. I'm wondering if Ghostdog expects Annihilus to be fast on offense or not, or if he's kind of sleeping on that a little bit, because it's not something you see all that often.
Yeah, I think we'll see. If he places Penny, then that tells you, but...
Yeah. Doom versus Mangog is not the hardest fight in the world. It's actually relatively easy compared to a lot of Doom versus other Mystic matchups, but it's still not pleasant.
Yeah, this is going to be... There's the first harvest.
Yeah, it's going to come down... Well, it's not harvest yet. It's going to come down to whether or not he launches it while protection is up. He's waiting for that to go down. And this is over.
Yeah, that's a case where he probably should have heavied earlier, but still have enough time.
It's a 43-second fight at 98% health.
Wayne, Sam is not that slow. That's it. It's a common misconception, but he's one of my fastest bishop counters. Now, he is a little bit arcane. You have to kind of navigate some things. There's a few different rotations. And oftentimes, I think that there's not necessarily a clearly correct one. It depends on the flow of the fight, how many ruptures you've got, and who you're facing. But Sam can be plenty quick.
Yeah. I feel like he just needs the right amount of investment. And it's the same logic as Taskmaster, is most people are just not willing to put that investment into time, learning rotations, that type of deal. Now, Sam has significantly more upside than Taskmaster, but it's the same sort of idea to me. Oh, and then...
Yeah, that was tough.
All right.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
So, I think if I were Ghostdog here, I'd probably put Havoc down. I think that's his best bet of getting a round off of Tafre.
Dante says, I've had multiple people forfeit when I drafted Gallon and they didn't. It is kind of what he is in this meta. You're not wrong.
Yeah, I was extremely tempted to just awaken mine with the generic awakening gem from Banquet yesterday, just because this meta has seriously... There's a difference. He ramps fast when there's armor ups, but he ramps like incredibly quickly when his awakened ability comes into play.
I mean, that depends, because there's a lot of things that power burn you without power burning you on literally every hit. I still think that this is a pretty niche interaction.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. But if someone is taking lane 3 constantly in war, then maybe it's an investment worth making. And we get to see the Annihilus versus Penny, so this should be very, very interesting. And then we see Ghostdog go for Nick Fury versus Man-Thing again.
Yeah, that surprises me. I would have thought that a slow play with, like, Havoc, maybe, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you may be right. Maybe underestimating Annihilus a little bit.
Yeah. So this fight won't be necessarily the fastest fight in the world, and you will still have to play around the auto block happening, but you won't take power burn damage, and you'll still be placing stifles on block. The question is just, will the auto block come into play when you're trying to get your big damage, and will he get some decent stifle RNG?
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like Tafre just threw the SB2 into block regardless, just to get the sync shield down. So I'm actually thinking that's an okay strategy here, just because it means he gets free reign with his basic combos.
Mm-hmm. He's just trying to capitalize on the armor breaks.
Yep, which is 100% the right way to play it. Annihilus struggles damage-wise against matchups where he's not able to place his armor breaks, but God forbid if there's ever a debuff immunity meta, like, he's going to be useless. At least on defense, that is. Or at least on offense, that is. I want to note here as well that it's kind of interesting that Tafre is going for as many first mediums as he is, just because it makes it a little bit harder for him to get a big Fury stack on the special 2. But, I mean, it seems to be working out better for him than Nick Fury versus Man-Thing, unfortunately, for Ghostdog. And it's over.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
Dragon, we would have... What? We'd have Killmonger be an absolute nightmare. We'd have Emma Frost be really annoying. We'd have... Well, more so than usual, I guess, because you can't armor break her. You'd have... Who else would be really annoying?
Long shot.
Yeah, that's true, actually, because you wouldn't be able to control the karma. All right. Well, that concludes it, I guess. Well played by Tafre. Well played by GD. A little bit of, maybe just a little bit of understanding of the roster and the opponent.
Yeah, but I also think that, honestly, he was maybe a little bit at a disadvantage. Like, not having Gallon, just basically one of your bans is taken. You're on the back foot. It is rough right now.
I mean, he chose not to have Gallon, though.
Yo.
Oh, does he have him? Okay, hold on. Let me go ahead and... I think that's time for me to...
You stop already.
Yeah.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good,
Yeah.
Tafre.
Hey, Tafre, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Tafre.
Fine, you? Fine, you guys.
Good. Hey, that was a heck of a matchup. Do we also have Ghostdog here? I can hear a few different voices.
Yeah, I'm here.
How you doing, buddy?
Hey, man. How's it
I'm
going?
good. I'm good.
AGT.
Cool. I'd like to give you two. You know, it was obviously a good match. A lot of the rounds were extremely close, and even the ones where the score was 2-0, they were obviously very, very close. Excellently well played by both of you. I'd like to give you both just kind of an opportunity to, you know, let us know how you're feeling and what's going on at the moment.
Ghostdog, I wasn't expecting R4 Domino and Think together. That was a bit...
Yeah, I picked those up. I think. Well, Domino's been ranked 4 for a minute, Thing was kind of a rank 4 right at the end of the last week of the last season.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so catching a lot.
I think my favorite match I did was Crossbones versus
Yeah, that crossbow
thing.
thing.
Yeah, that was yeah. Because I remember doing the Abyss thing when he first got buffed, so that was a really familiar matchup for me. So I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I just didn't have enough time to really practice in the meta. When I set it for today, I was thinking, oh, that'll give me a few days of practice, and then everything.
It's an annoying meta. If you don't get, like, for example, Colossus, he's normally nothing, but if you don't get like a Claire or some power burn immune, even the power burn immunes can sometimes be problematic because Annihilus can finish him. King Root probably won't be able to finish him. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, if you get outdrafted, it's really impossible, practically impossible to win something.
Yeah, that's what I felt. I felt like not only did I not have enough practice, I felt like I didn't have a counter or understand my counters enough, so I felt like I was outdrafted.
Yeah, GG's, man.
Yeah, I totally feel you on that, man. I haven't played that much this meta, but I didn't play at all for the first couple days, and I came in and I had some fights where I was like, "Oh, that's not how to do that next time." Yeah, that's tough, man. It's a punishing one.
It can be. It can be.
All right, guys. Well, Tafre, welcome or congratulations on the win and advancing into the next round. It looks to me like you'll be going up against the winner of PWF and FinTech. So, opponent is equally as good as Ghostdog in the next round for you. So we're looking forward to seeing that out of you in the next round.
I mean, there are no easier opponents.
No, sir.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And then Ghostdog, thank you so much for doing this, man. And actually to both of you, I know taking some time out of your day on Saturday is not easy. I appreciate you doing this. Phenomenal performance, charging through the group stage and making it into the knockout stage here. And I'm extremely excited to participate in your own tournament starting this upcoming week. So I'm pumped up for that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hosting as many of those fights as I can. It's funny, I made a clerical error, and so I'm not even in my own tournament. So.
Dude, are you serious? I almost did that in this one.
Yeah, I made a clerical error, and now I'm not in my own tournament. So unless something magical happens, I'll just be hosting YouTube streams.
I hear you. The hosting is fun, though. So at least it's that.
I don't have to worry about the nerves part. I am in a just don't have to worry about the nerves part.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
All right. Yeah. All right. Anything else you'd like to add there, Ghostdog or Tafre?
I just want to say thanks for inviting me. I think it showed myself that I'm actually more capable at things in this game than I knew of. If I focus up a little bit and had something to push for. A lot of times in my stream, I'm just like, whatever. We got items. That's what items are for.
Yep.
And get to talk a little smack with some of my friends. There's some of my subscribers who I will play friendlies with, or I'll meet up in a match, and we get to talk a little mess there. But doing this is completely different, and you're meeting up with some of the top players. I think everybody else that I faced is in a Master Alliance, and I'm not. So it's just kind of interesting to see how well I could do versus that group.
That's really cool to hear.
Yeah, it is really cool to hear. And I know all that, but you absolutely were one of the best, deserved to be in here. And just for comparison's sake, I didn't win a single match. You won 3 of them. So I think that's really impressive there. And then Tafre, anything that you'd want to kind of take us out with?
Yeah, I just want to thank you for hosting these tournaments. They've been really fun to watch, fun to be a part of. And yeah, I've been pretty bored with the game lately, and these tournaments and the game mode itself is really engaging. So that's been really nice to have. So thank you for having me and also organizing these tournaments.
Absolutely, and that's great to hear, man. That's what these are about: is getting my friends together having a lot of fun. And you all are so good at this game, so smart, and you putting on a show for the community, which I really greatly appreciate. Huge thank you to Zach Richards for the donation. Thank you to Dragon. As I said early in the stream, and going to repeat it now, make sure you give her a Twitter follow. She did a phenomenal job with the bands here and the camp bands. Really appreciate that. Her Twitter feed link is linked in the description of the stream. Huge thank you to Aiden for helping with the co-hosting there, and DLL for co-hosting, but also without him, we would not have been able to stream this matchup. So a huge thank you to both of them. Let's go ahead and have Aiden and then DLL take us out. Have a great weekend, everybody.
All right. I just wanted to say thank you for letting me co-host. Congratulations, Tafre. GD, I hope you're in future tournaments, man.
Yeah, really great match for both of y'all. That was really cool to watch, and I'll catch y'all soon.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.